even realize how embarrassing it is for you, 50, how you worship Elvis? Because that's what we called him. Remember, he was the Elvis of hip-hop. That's how he was referred to. And guess what Elvis?
Jaguar Wright did an interview with Real Life Street Stars Clips, and she exposed how most of the celebrities in the industry are related. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
What if one of hip-hop's most powerful figures is suddenly at the center of a storm he didn't start, and maybe can't control? For years, 50 Cent has built an image that feels almost untouchable. A man who turns survival into success, controversy into strategy, and enemies into entertainment. But now the spotlight isn't something he's controlling, it's something pointing directly at him. Because a voice that refuses to stay silent is once again making waves across the internet. That voice belongs to Jaguar.
50 is the penguin on a diet.
No.
Curtis?
You can find him in the club.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. So let me ask you, when Pierce...
Hopefully not at Coco Pele.
Damn.
I got somebody looking for you there.
Damn.
I know you're tight, Curtis. You gonna fall for one of my niggas real soon.
Wright. Known for her explosive interviews and bold accusations, she's back with claims that are spreading faster than anyone expected. And this time, the name she's bringing into the conversation is 50 Cent. Now here's where things get complicated. These aren't confirmed facts. These are allegations, statements, and interpretations that are fueling online debate. But in today's world, perception doesn't wait for proof. It moves instantly. And once it starts moving, it's almost impossible to stop. So why is this story gaining so much attention? Why are people suddenly questioning someone who has spent years controlling his narrative? And most importantly, is there any truth behind what's being said, or is this just another viral storm designed to grab attention? Because what you're about to see isn't just another celebrity headline. It's a collision between power, reputation, and a voice that refuses to be ignored. And once you step into this story, there's no easy way out.
Sir, 50 Cent is undeniable, not just as an MC and a battle rapper, but as a businessman and an artist and an actor as well. Even Diddy knew how to,
Hey, my girl Jaguar Wright wanted to point out a few things about 50 Cent and how 50 is trying to replace Jay-Z and P. Diddy from being the top guy in charge of Hollywood.
To understand why this situation is exploding online, you need to understand who Jaguar Wright is and why people pay attention when she speaks. Over the past few years, she has positioned herself as someone willing to challenge powerful figures in the music industry. Her interviews don't follow a script. They don't feel controlled. Instead, they feel raw, emotional, and often unpredictable. That unpredictability is exactly what makes her so compelling and controversial. Supporters believe she is exposing hidden truths that others are too afraid to speak about. Critics argue that many of her claims lack verifiable evidence and should be treated with caution. But regardless of which side people are on, one thing is undeniable. When Jaguar Wright speaks, people listen.
Oh, I cussed 50 out on Rex channel. I cussed Curtis out. Especially considering how he's acting a fool over there in Shreveport, a place y'all know I love very much. But for him to skirt away...
And now her attention has turned toward 50 Cent. A figure known not just for his music, but for his dominance in business and entertainment. From chart-topping hits to building a television empire, he has crafted a reputation based on control and confidence. He's someone who rarely appears vulnerable in public. That's why these claims feel different. They challenge the image he has carefully built over decades. They introduce doubt into a narrative that has always been tightly managed. Again, it's important to be clear. These are not proven facts. They are claims being discussed in interviews and online platforms. But in the age of social media, even unverified statements can reshape public perception almost instantly. And that's exactly what's happening now.
Why did you go and buy them all off, Curtis?
Wait, so you did a PSA on Curtis about him and Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
On the cover of you kind of poking the bear there.
I'm not poking a bear. I'm saying that he's a stone. And I've spoken to 2 men he's lived in sales with, who you had sex with. Curtis! No, I'm not saying allegedly. And you know it.
Curtis Jackson's rise to fame wasn't just about talent, it was about survival. Long before he became known as 50 Cent, he was navigating a world filled with danger, competition, and constant pressure. His story is one of transformation, turning hardship into opportunity and using every obstacle as fuel for success. From the early 2000s, he quickly became one of the most dominant forces in hip-hop. His debut album changed the landscape of the industry, and his presence extended far beyond music. He built a brand that included business ventures, investments, and eventually a major presence in television with hit shows that expanded his influence even further. What made 50 Cent unique was his ability to control the narrative. Whether through interviews, social media, or public appearances, he always seemed one step ahead. Controversy didn't damage him, it strengthened his relevance. He knew how to turn attention into power.
So they don't give you the trophies. I got the checks. I didn't get the trophies. Jay got all the motherfucking trophies, man. That's because he signed that contract.
What contract?
The one with Beyonce. If you don't...
What happened? There you go. So you were saying it was good to...
No, people still constantly want to do music with you.
Yeah.
But now the situation feels different. Because this time he isn't the one creating the headlines. He's reacting to them. And that shift, even if subtle, changes everything. Jaguar Wright's claims tap into a broader conversation about the entertainment industry itself. Questions about influence, control, and what happens behind the scenes are not new. But when those questions are directed at someone as powerful as 50 Cent, they carry a different weight. Still, without verified evidence, these claims remain part of an ongoing discussion rather than established truth. But in today's environment, discussion alone can be enough to change how people see everything.
Why did Curtis Jackson lie to everybody? Why doesn't Curtis Jackson tell people that he has a house in Carrollton, and he's had a house in Carrollton for over 7 years? That he comes down here, getting a lay of the land, hiring private investigators to follow people.
Tyson friends, everybody know what Mike Tyson was doing. He's funking it. Wait, they was both Yeah. Mike Tyson. I heard Mike talk about how he was eating it up. No. Yeah. He done talk.
The internet has transformed how stories unfold. In the past, narratives were shaped by media outlets, journalists, and official statements. Today they are shaped by millions of voices reacting in real time. And in situations like this, that reaction becomes the story itself. Right now, social media platforms are filled with debates about Jaguar Wright's claims. Some users are convinced she is revealing something significant. Others dismiss her statements entirely, calling them exaggerated or unproven. But both sides are contributing to the same outcome: more attention, more visibility, and more momentum. This is where things become complicated. Because once a narrative gains momentum online, it doesn't need confirmation to spread. It feeds on curiosity, speculation, and the human tendency to question what lies beneath the surface. For 50 Cent, this creates a unique challenge. His public persona has always been built on confidence and control. He's known for addressing controversy with humor, strategy, and sometimes direct confrontation. But this situation
is trying to take down Diddy. No, he's trying to move Diddy and Jay-Z out the way so he can run it. And the truth is, I ain't mad at him. I just don't trust him. Because the truth is,
isn't as easy to navigate. Because responding too strongly can amplify the story. Ignoring it can allow it to grow unchecked. And in the middle of that balance is the question of how much influence one person truly has over their own narrative in the digital age. Jaguar Wright's voice, regardless of whether people agree with her or not, has entered the conversation. And once a voice enters the conversation at this level, it becomes part of the story whether anyone wants it there or not.
They couldn't compete with me, and then they couldn't compete with my passion for the truth.
Away from the fact that they made a very real challenge and he ignored it. But you want to start clowning him about his teeth. Dame Dash don't need no teeth.
There's a bigger question at the center of all this, and it goes beyond any single person. It's about how we define truth in an era where information moves faster than verification. When allegations surface, especially involving high-profile figures, the line between fact and perception can become blurred almost instantly. Jaguar Wright's statements are part of a larger pattern seen across the entertainment industry. Over the years, multiple voices have come forward with claims about power dynamics, control, and hidden aspects of fame. Some of those claims have later been supported by evidence. Others have faded away without confirmation. That uncertainty is what keeps audiences engaged, because every new claim feels like it could be the one that changes everything. For 50 Cent, the stakes are high. His brand is built not just on success but on dominance, on being the one who dictates the narrative rather than reacting to it. Situations like this challenge that position, even if only temporarily. At the same time, it's important to approach these stories responsibly. Without verified evidence, allegations remain allegations. They are part of a conversation, not a conclusion.
He isn't just as bad as Diddy. 50 actually has a heart. He's a lovable thug. You know? Somebody should ask Soulja Boy how loving he is. He's very loving. All that time they spent together and the way he believed in him. Oh my God.
And treating them as confirmed facts can lead to misinformation. But even with that understanding, the impact of the conversation itself cannot be ignored. Because perception shapes reality in powerful ways. And right now, perception is shifting, even if the full truth remains unclear.
He would just be another kind of monster, in another kind of way. He don't want things to change. He just want to be the one that's running it. See? Easiest thing to do is to take your.
He's got more integrity than a little bit. I'll take the man with integrity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's cheeky. I think it's childish. And I think Curtis is just as big a sodomite as the diddler and as Jay-Z. So
As this story continues to unfold, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about 50 Cent or Jaguar Wright. It's about the way modern media works. The speed, the reach, and the power of a single voice to spark global conversation. Right now, there are no definitive answers. No confirmed evidence that fully supports or completely disproves the claims being discussed. What exists instead is a growing narrative shaped by interviews, reactions, and the endless cycle of online debate. For some, this is a moment of potential exposure, a chance for hidden truths to come to light. For others, it's a reminder of how quickly speculation can turn into perceived reality. Both perspectives exist at the same time, and both are driving the story forward. 50 Cent remains a powerful figure in the industry. His influence, his success, and his ability to navigate controversy have defined his career. Whether this moment becomes a turning point or simply another chapter in a long history.
about it.
Wait. Okay, wait. Oh God. Okay.
He talking about how when he was in jail, he's punking niggas. That's why when he came out, he was talking all that crazy nigga. I get out, fuck you until you love me and all that shit.
Yeah, say that.
That didn't come from an empty place.
History of public attention remains to be seen. As for Jaguar Wright, her voice continues to challenge the system, regardless of how people interpret it. Agree or disagree, ignore or engage, her presence in the conversation is undeniable. Now the question shifts to you. What do you believe? Is this the beginning of something deeper, or just another example of how quickly narratives can form in the digital age? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep, unfiltered breakdowns of stories like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next story might be even bigger. Fire.